folks, on target training out here in Oregon. Today we're looking at a beautiful revolver, the GP100 National Match. I love revolvers. A lot of people knock revolvers from a self-defense standpoint, but I'll tell you, 357 Magnum is a proven load. Even 38 Specials in the right gun with the operator knowing what they're doing can be very effective. So we are going to shoot and test this beautiful Ruger. Now the GP100, for those of you who own them or have seen them or shot them, I think you'd say they are built like tanks. They are built like tanks. It's a heavy revolver, really solid, and one of those revolvers that I've wanted to have in my collections for some time, but I've never owned one. Well, got the opportunity to pick this one up, and this is a used, so a consignment gun that I just purchased here. And this Ruger GP100 357 Magnum has some nice features of it. Again, it's designed sort of as a competition gun, so IDPA might be a great place to use something like this. Frankly, this gun has such a low round count, it looks like someone put a, maybe less than a box through it and then decided to sell it. So what we note here is the double action is fairly smooth. There's a little bit of grit through here, through this section right here. And that's okay. Again, as we shoot the revolver more, it should break in. But the very nice single action. It is just very short and nice, clean. Let's look at it from this side. So probably about a 3.5 pound pull on that. So what we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to shoot it. We'll do it some different distances from a target standpoint. I've put, let's see, I guess that would be 18 rounds through it. 3 cylinders of ammunition. I did shoot one of those cylinders with fairly hot 357 Magnum loads. And even though those are fairly hot loads, the gun handles it very nicely. So we're going to get some shots of us shooting both at targets that we have down here, as well as a little bit on steel at distance. Some of the main differences about this gun from the standard GP100 are the wood grips. These are Hogue design grips. I like the way they look. I just think they're really nice. We've got a green fiber optic sight on the front, black on the rear. So the sight acquisition is very fast. For me also, and this is just a feel, as I press out, that sight is right where it should be. It is right there. And so again, that's a fit and feel of how the gun feels in individuals' hands, but in this case, it feels great. Okay guys, we are 7 yards from our target here. And I'm going to do some very slow double action work. I'm just trying to get used to the double action. A lot of people shoot revolvers and they don't spend much time in the double action. And for me, that's pretty important to master that skill. So we're just going to press 6 shots here. Four of those shots are in the same hole in a 1-inch area out here, and I just realized I am 5 yards, so full candor here, not 7 yards. I'm 5 yards from the target, but you can see double action with a gun that I don't know, some really good results. Folks, we're at 10 yards, shooting the gun, double action. We got a piece of plate of steel out there, and we're just going to work that. So you can see, with a gun I don't know, I'm getting fairly good combat effective hits at 10 yards with one string of groups sort of touching each other. I think if I slow down or if I shoot them single action, we might have different results. What I want to do is a comparison right now. We saw that string. Now we're going to shoot 357 Magnums and have a chance to see what that looks like. Again, 10 yards, double action on steel. Okay guys, this should be fun. We've got some 157 grain flat points. I shot this before. It's a fairly hot round. You can see this gun happens to like that ammunition. Fairly tight group, again 10 yards away, certainly the size of my palm on that target. So accurate, good double action trigger. I'm now going to switch back to the 38 Special, and we'll just take some single shots specifically at the head area of that target. And this head area is about maybe 4 by 4, so a good representation. Again, we should get some sense of the accuracy here. Okay, we're back to the 130 grain 38 Special full metal jacket. This is some Remington ammunition. Again, we're going to shoot these all single action. Okay guys, I am approximately 30 yards away from the steel target, which is as far as I can get back on this particular range. And my old eyes aren't that great, but it looks like I hit it, I think 5, 6 times. We'll have to check the other camera. Again, very, very soft shooting, very soft shooting. So what I want to do now is I'm actually going to reload, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can get the same results shooting single action from this distance, 30 yards from our target. All right, now we're going to test my chops, which are not very good when it comes to double action because I almost never shoot double action guns. So a good test for me, see if I can work the trigger nice and smooth and not disrupt our sight. So we're going to shoot 6 rounds, 38 Special, 130 grain full metal jacket at the steel target down there. Miss, hit, 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 hit. So this round is hitting, now that I'm maybe shooting a little faster, a little higher, or at least this box, which is a new box of ammunition. But overall, guys, you can see that the Ruger, from a performance standpoint on a Revolver, it feels really good. Now, I happen to be a huge fan of the Smith & Wesson 686, and the gun I have has had trigger work. It's an IDPA gun that has really been worked on specifically for that, so it's butter on the double action, which is not as good as this gun, which is really more of a stock production match gun. In other words, the trigger just isn't that great. However, you've seen me, I've shot less than a box of ammunition through the gun, and I am already able to get hits 5 out of 6 at 30 yards shooting double action. So that's an indication the gun is probably much more accurate if I spent the time to find the right load, the right weight of bullet, and all that other stuff. It'd probably tighten the group considerably, and also if I practice the double action on this gun a lot more. All right, so we're going to go back to shooting this 157 jacketed soft point, which when I shot it before seemed pretty snappy. It's a warm 357 load, I guess is the way to do it. And I'm going to shoot these single action and see if we can work our accuracy a little bit. So not a super impressive group. Again, that has more to do with the shooter, me just learning this gun. But you can see it's a revolver, right? They're fun to shoot. They're accurate. What else could you want? So just as a comparison between the 125 grain 357 jacketed hollow points and the 130 grain 38 special full metal jacket, I thought we'd just fire one. So the first round I'm going to shoot is 38 followed by 357, and it will continue with that 38, 357 all the way through the 6 shots. So this is the 38 special. Nice and soft, 357 mag. 38. You can see we got way more concussion and way more muzzle flash. And shooting them side to side, the 38 special just in this heavy gun feels like a really gentle, soft round. And that's why most people in competition will use a 38 special round. And I frankly think that from a defensive standpoint, the newer ammunition that you can buy now, some of the hollow points that are out there, especially the Plus P hollow points, I think are very good to consider, especially if you have a hard time managing the recoil of that 357 load. What are my initial thoughts? Well, guys, my initial thought on the Ruger is it's an extremely nice revolver. I like the weight, I like this grip, I like the grip angle. I don't think it's as attractive as the Smith & Wesson, but we all know that the look of a gun is purely subjective, right? So I don't think it's quite as elegant as the Smith & Wesson 686, which is, you know, just near and dear to my heart. However, that being said, I am really coming to like this gun. And I'm looking forward to shooting it a lot more. And what we'll do over the course of the next year as we put more and more rounds through it is we'll just give you updates periodically about the gun and how it's performing. Love the sights. These fiber optic sights are phenomenal. They're easy to pick up. The natural point of the gun, when I come to point and the sight comes out, they're just right on. The sights are right on, and I think the grip angle and the hoe grips here, these nice wood grips, do a good job with my hand in terms of the way it fits. Bottom line, guys, really excited with this GP100 Match Champion by Ruger. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Finally, and as always, stay safe.